All right, welcome back to the program, everybody. Dustin Harris hanging out with you in the podcast walking desk. Welcome. We're going to talk just briefly today about a principle that sometimes we get in our own way. But first, want to remind you of a great company that will allow you to get out of your way and let technology help you to become more efficient. That technology is called Spark for Appraisers. You can find them at spark4appraisers.com. Again, Spark, F-O-R, appraisers.com. All right, folks, go on a journey with me on the walking desk. Sorry, that's the way it's going to be for a while. My wife got me a walking desk for Father's Day, and I think that was a hint. So I decided I wasn't going to walk on my desk while I was doing videos or on meetings. And then I thought, I'm always doing videos and on meetings, so I'm never going to use the damn thing if I don't just do it. So here we go. Recently, folks, I decided I wanted something. Okay, doesn't really matter what the thing is. Well, I'll tell you what it was. It's a motor for a small 15-foot John boat that I am utilizing for exploring the backcountry in the South Fork of the Snake River. Okay, that's my new passion. I've been told to have too many hobbies, but it's tough living in Idaho, right? Southeast Idaho is an awesome place with many things to explore, and I just love it here, and lots of things to do. And if I didn't have enough hobbies between hiking and snowmobiling and motorcycling and downhill skiing and you name it, right? I had to add just one more, which was a John boat to explore my backyard. With that, I decided that there were areas of the South Fork that I could not utilize, or could not get to rather, with a traditional motor, right? Traditional motor, put it in an outboard motor, you got to put it in. Now, I didn't want to go to the expense of a jet motor, but the outboard motor is going to be hitting sandbars and stumps and rocks and you name it, right? So I decided to go with what they call a mud skipper, or a long tail, which basically means you stand up at the back of the boat. You've got a very long, call it a 12-foot long, I don't even know what the term is, but a shaft between the motor itself and the propeller. And so you can basically lift that that piece out of the water, and so that you don't hit sandbars and rocks and that kind of thing. You can go in very, very shallow water, especially if you're familiar with a John boat. You know that it's a flat bottom boat. It's not the fastest in the world, but that's not the purpose. It's not to water ski behind. It's to get you into crazy places. And so that is my desire, is to get the motor. I had the propeller, right? Had it all set up, but I needed the motor, and I did a bunch of research and found the perfect motor for this boat is at Harbor Freight. Okay, it's a Predator 420 cc, which is a 13 horsepower. I know I'm getting into way more detail than you need to know. The point is, I found the perfect motor, but the perfect motor was not on sale. Okay, so here's what Dustin Harris did. Dustin Harris decided that he's going to wait for the Predator motor to go on sale. As a consequence, folks, I have been waiting weeks and weeks and weeks. And guess what? Everything else in Harbor Freight goes on sale, but not the 420 Predator motor. And I keep watching, and I'm watching their social media, and I'm on their text alerts, and I'm logging into their app. I'm even on Reddit on their Harbor Freight page, hoping that a coupon might come up or some type of a sale might come up. Meanwhile, my boat is sitting doing nothing. It's sitting in my driveway on the trailer doing absolutely nothing. And I want more than anything to get out on my boat. But hey, I'm going to wait until I get a 20% off coupon. I'm going to wait until this thing goes on sale. Speaking of something you should not wait for, don't wait for Spark, folks. I know that some of you are like, I've heard about Spark. It's like all the other things. It's one more thing to learn. It's technology that I don't really want to be a part of right now. Yeah, I've heard Dustin Harris talk about the fact that it might save me some time, but it's a cost. It's a cost of time to set up. Come on, Dustin, I just don't want to go down that route. Folks, would you put your fears aside for just a second? You're getting in the way of yourself and allow yourself to open up to the idea that technology, yes, it comes at a cost, both in time and money, but the point is the time and money that it will save you on the backside, and it is enormous. The ROI, the return on your investment, is huge. Check them out, folks, right now. Take some time to go to the computer and type in Spark for Appraisers. That's plural, and it's FOR, spark4appraisers.com. Welcome back to the program, everybody. As I walk down the road here on my walking desk, I started out telling you a story about how Dustin Harris decided that he wanted a certain motor, but he wasn't going to pay full price. As a consequence, folks, I spent several weeks, and let's call it 7 weeks. In fact, let's just round it off to 2 months. Okay, that's roughly what I waited before I finally woke up one day and said, Dustin, what are you doing? You're missing half the summer. And folks, in Idaho, that's a big deal, because in Idaho, summer is not real, is not real long, right? It's a couple of months that you can really get out and enjoy the water here in Idaho. And here I was missing half of the summer because I had decided that I was not, by golly, gonna pay full price for something that I decided that I was going that I wanted. As a consequence, I was missing out on opportunity. The whole purpose of having the motor was to have opportunity, to allow me to get out and explore my backyard and enjoy the wilderness in a way that I have not in the past. And here I was wasting my time away. Now, it's not like I was just sitting there twiddling my thumbs, right? There's still plenty to do in Idaho, but I really wanted to get out on the water. And so one day I woke up. In fact, I was actually talking to my 15-year-old son. And he said, Dad, when are you going to get that motor? When are you going to get that motor? I'm like, I'm waiting for it to go on sale. He goes, what if it never goes on sale? I'm like, oh, it'll go on sale. I just don't know when. He goes, well, what if it doesn't go on sale this summer? And it hit me that I'm wasting my time because I'm really in my own way, right? I have decided, I've put something in my head. That particular thing may or may not be rational, right? Some of you are saying, well, there's nothing wrong with that, Dustin. I mean, it's a $400 motor, and saving 20%, boy, that's going to save you, upwards of $100, right? I mean, close to 80, what is it? $80, somewhere in there. That's a big deal. Or is it? Right? How many opportunities did I miss out on to get out on the water with my kids and to enjoy some memories because I was hell-bent on getting a sales price for this particular motor? Now, folks, I want you, by the way, here's the end of the story. After I talked to my son, I kind of woke up to the fact that I was missing out on opportunity. And I said, you know what? I'm going to wait until this date, right? Which was like 3 days away, because Harbor Freight basically has, like a 10-day sale, and then they'll, they might have a day in between, but then they'll have the next sale, right? They're constantly got sales going. And so I said, well, this sale is almost done. I'm going to wait 3 more days. And if they don't go on sale in the next round of sales, right? So within this week, I'm going to go out and I'm going to buy that motor. And he goes, okay, awesome. Well, I waited 3 days, and lo and behold, no, it didn't go on sale. So I went out, and true to my word, I went out and I bought the engine, and that night I put it in. It took me about 2 hours to install it. And the very next day, we got out on the river, and I'm telling you, you should see the videos, right? You should see the videos of my sons and I out on the river. First of all, learning how to use this thing, because it's crazy trying to steer with a long tail. But after we kind of got it figured out, the yips and the yahoos and the sounds of joy from my 15-year-old was he kept saying, "This is sick, Dad." I guess that's the new cool way of saying this is cool, right? When I was a kid, it was bad. You're bad, and bad is good, right? And I guess now sick is good too. But he thought it was pretty sick to get out there on the river. The point is this, folks. I missed out on some opportunity. And it was all because of these ideas in my head. Now, obviously this is an appraiser coach podcast, so I'm going to apply it to appraisers. So stick with me here. I hope you'll see the analogy in your own life. And the question that I would ask you is, what are you doing right now? Or more importantly, what are you thinking right now that is keeping you from being the best that you can be? That is keeping you from progress within your business? I'll give you an example of where I saw this recently in a mastermind. I was recently in a mastermind, and we've got 10 people around a table, and one person is on the hot seat, and that one individual is talking about hiring a trainee. Now, this person has been talking about hiring a trainee for a few months now. And as we got to his hot seat, his couch session, he talked about the fact that he had decided to hold off on a trainee because things had slowed down. Now, God bless the other people around that table who caught on to the principle here and challenged him and said, isn't now the very best time to hire somebody? While you're slow, you have an opportunity to train them. Well, yeah, but what if things don't pick up? And everybody looked at him and said, really? You don't think things will pick up again? You really think that the hundreds of years of history of ups and downs of the market are going to all of a sudden change in 2023? And I think at that point, he finally woke up and said, oh, you know what? I'm in my own way. My friends, listeners, are you in your own? What is it in your life that you know you should do? You know the progress should happen, and yet you hold yourself back because of some crazy, even rational, it may be a rational thought, but some thought that is in your head that you simply cannot get over. I missed out on opportunities on the river because I was waiting for a sales price, right? And I was in my own way. I'm guessing there are at least a dozen, we'll call it a half dozen things that you are thinking right now that cause you to be in your own way. By the way, speaking of being in your own way, how many of you have thought about joining the All-Star team? And something in your head says, you know what, $49 a month is just too much. I can't take that right now. And yet you hold yourself back from progress because you don't have access to the hundreds of resources that will be yours, including the monthly meeting with the coach every single month. Folks, get out of your head, get out of your own way, and press forward. Thank you for joining me today, folks. I've got a few steps in here today. It's good to have you, and we will catch you next time, folks. Go create some value.